Hey guys, welcome back. Been a while since I got to put a video up. Uh, there's a guy I work with. He's our head of quality. He goes to a lot of estate sales. He's a sports card guy. He's not a comic guy, but he likes to see what he can get as far as like baseball cards and football and basketball cards. And then the stuff that he doesn't like, he'll pick up some bargains and he'll like sell them on eBay and stuff. So he found this one estate sale that was kind of close to me, and it had a whole lot of comic stuff. And he showed me some pictures, and it had like a lot of Bronze Age stuff. A lot of it I had, a lot of it didn't have. But he come away, he was looking at the prices. And said, well, a lot of it was overpriced. I think there was like a first McFarlane Spider Man. They were wanting $400 or $500 for it. But he did find a couple bargains. He found I guess the way it worked, they had a lot of stuff on display. But I guess if you wanted to, whatever was left in the house, you could go ransack the house. And he found like some little boxes, kind of stuffed away in corners and all kinds of stuff. But he found a Superman Muhammad Ali treasury in good shape and bought it for 10 cents and sold it for $50 on eBay. And he found a Star Wars collectible. And anybody that knows anything about Star Wars has already heard this. It's been on documentaries and all kinds of stuff. But when the Star Wars movie came out, they wanted a big merchandise push. And but the toys weren't going to be ready in time for the movie. They wanted to be in time. I think they wanted to be ready in time for Christmas, and the toys weren't going to be ready. So what they did, they had this little display up where you could come in and buy vouchers for the toys that were coming out, like in March or April or whatever. I'm not sure about the exact times, but you could get those vouchers. Well, he found like one of the original displays for that from like 77 or whenever it was. And I think he put it up and like sold it for $500 on eBay. But anyway, getting around the point, he said, "Yeah, there was some other comic related stuff. I just bought a box of stuff for like pennies on the dollar or whatever." And they said, "Well," I said, "Bring it in sometime." And I kind of forgot about it, but he brought it back in today. And he said, "Yeah, I brought that stuff." I said, "Well, let me take a look through it, and I'll see if there's anything I want, and I'll, we'll see what you want for it." And he said, "No, no, so I'm just gonna give it to you." So he like set the box out on the hood of my car at work, and I went through it, and there was a couple pretty good things in there. Some stuff, there's some fanzines, some graphic novels, just a little bit of this and that, some stuff I never heard of. So I'll just kind of go through and show it, but it's all free. So hey, we're all about free stuff, right? Uh, these first comics I never had heard of. Don't know who the characters are. I've never heard of the company. It's from ACC Studio Publication, but there's like the first three issues, and there's like two issues each of 1, 2, and 3. But they're like, I guess they're like variant covers. But it's a series called Liberality for All. Never heard of it. You know, Never heard of the artist. It's by Mike Mackey and Donnie Lynn are the creators. So there's number one. There's another, I guess it's like a variant cover, number one. Some pretty interesting characters. Number two, got covers front and back. There's another, I kind of like this cover. This is another, I guess this is a variant of number two. Don't mess with that chick, right? And here's a couple copies of number three. I'm guessing it's all the same series. So, good little piece of art there. And I guess this is the variant, or the other one is the variant. Yeah, but it's got the same back cover, so I'm guessing it's the same book as far as the interiors. Got some other stuff. These I think I've already got. Like I say, I'm still trying to go through my post Bronze Age stuff. But these are like a Prestige series. It's like a 2-issue. It's called World Finest 3. And it's got Superboy and Robin. So here's one of two. Poison Ivy on the back. I remember this being a pretty good. Chuck Dixon was a writer. Carl Kessel and Tom Grummett, Scott Hanna did the art. So some pretty cool art in it. I know I've got that somewhere, I'm not sure, but here's the second part. Like I say, I like Chuck Dixon's writing, and there's some pretty cool art on the inside. There's an issue of Superman Man of Tomorrow, number 7. Maxima is back. I always kind of liked that character. I think at one point she was part of the Justice League International, maybe, if I remember that right. And here we got an issue of Iron Man, number 306. Not sure who does this. Lynn Kaminsky did the words. Kevin Hopgood on pencils, and Steve Mitchell on the inks. I know who Steve Mitchell is, and I've heard of Lynn Kaminsky, but I've never heard of the Hopgood guy. So, and here we have one special tribute issue, Fantastic Four, The Legend. Never heard of this one. It's that's some pretty cool art there. I think this is Carlos Pacheco. I always liked his art. Anybody remembers Avengers Forever, that 12-issue series? He's the one that did that. A lot of other stuff. He might be gone now. I'm not sure. We have a official comic adaptation of Daredevil the movie. I didn't think that movie was that bad. It wasn't near as good as what Charlie Cox did and they did on the Netflix show, but this is just a comic adaptation of it. Bruce Jones actually wrote it. And Manuel Garcia, Greg Rucka, Salvador LaRocca, Ryan Michael Bendis. They reprint some stuff from Daredevil in here. So there's like the movie adaptation plus some more stuff. Marvel swimsuit special. Okay. And we have a Batman Forever book. Enough said on that. This is pretty cool. Some of the Marvel Essentials. This is reprints in black and white. Giant size X-Men 1 and X-Men 94 through 119. Lots of great story and art in here. Dave Cockrum, John Byrne, Chris Claremont. And I really love seeing Cockrum and Byrne in black and white. Some really good stuff. Some of the Byrne stuff. Let's see. Yeah. Not a big X-Men guy. I've got some of the original issues, which can't beat, Dave Cockrum and John Byrne, Terry Austin. So this is a good pickup. I'll be keeping that one. Here's a copy of Fantastic Films from November 1981, the heavy metal movie. And here you have the exciting new family board game of Escape from New York. But lots of articles in there. Raiders Lost Ark, Dragon Slayer, Superman 2, Outland. You guys remember that movie? Lots of cool sci-fi stuff in here. Have a couple more trades. This is reprints the return of Superman after Death of Superman and Funeral for a Friend and all that kind of stuff. So you got trades of that. There was actually 2 of them, so if anybody wants one. What else we got here? We got the Ultimate Guide to Batman. Every movie, every actor, every villain. From, was this up to 8 essential comic books to buy for Batman. When did this come out? It's got Ben Affleck's Batman, so it can't be real old. I'm not sure here. Nope. No, it's from 2022. So you got a bunch of Batman stuff. Heath Ledger's Joker. You know, there's that god awful Batman movie. The rest of the stuff I was pretty jazzed about. I used to buy this when it came out. I guess back in the early '80s. If anybody remembers Comic Scene, this one's kind of ratty shape, but this is number 8. Came out probably early '80s. Yeah, 1980 something. I'm not sure. But got interviews with Frank Miller, Mike Grell, Carl Barks, Chuck Dixon, Max Allen Collins, Keith Giffen. It looks like almost looks like a McFarlane Batman, but it's Bob Kane or Bill Finger. We don't really know now, do we? So I was like that. That was like one of the first fanzines I ever read other than Amazing World DC Comics. Here's number 8. Talking about the Tim Burton Batman. You'll say this is pretty bad shape, but it's a freebie, so I'll give it a read. Anybody remember Pizzazz magazine from Marvel Comics? Pretty cool. Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby. And here's one that I really like. I've got this, but this is a lot better shape than the one I got. This is number 1 of the Comics Collector from 1983. Lots of great stuff in this one. You got some Barks ducks on the back. But I mean, it's got Bill Cole Enterprises, Bud Plant advertisements. Some of that, yeah. And it's kind of like preview some comics. This says Superman celebrates 45 years. They redesigned the costumes for Luthor and Brainiac. Some more advertisements, stuff coming from DC. First time Frank Miller showed up with Ronin. Advertising Alpha Flight. Red Circle Comics. We got some really nice articles about the miniseries market. Advertising the Buyer's Guide. I was a faithful Buyer's Guide fan for years and years until they went to the magazine format. Okay, the men behind the Man of Steel. Interviewing Kurt Swan and Dick Giordano. Here we have a story about Milton Caniff's comic strip studio. An article on the death of Captain Marvel and that graphic novel, Death of a Hero. Here's a cool article about the Mighty Crusaders and when they came back out with those in the early 80s. So lots of great articles in here. The Superman Evolution. Yeah, my copy, I read it until the pages are about to fall apart on it. There's an article about the X-Men Revolution. What else? Anybody remember Kelly Green? Kryptonian Collectibles. Now the Superboy Aurora thing was something I would dearly love to have. I remember that when it came out and I wanted one but never could get it. Let's go collecting. This is a little article about collecting original art. You'll see some of the conservative prices back then on some of the artwork that you can collect. probably my favorite article in the whole thing, 4 for $1. Talks about a guy going and finding comic boxes 4 for $1, and he pulled out. Well, at first he went. Somebody had an ad out, and this guy went and found all the comics were $0.10 a piece, and he pulled out Brave and Bold issues by Neil Adams, a whole stack of 1960s Justice Leagues, and a Wonder Woman issue with a Jeff Jones cover. Said the money started flying. Said he found some Lois Lane books and Tomb of Dracula and just all kinds of stuff. So really, really cool little article. They've got one about Thunder Agents. I mean, this has got it all. Hey, Crusader, Superman, X-Men, Thunder Agents. I mean, it's got a photo grading guide. And a price guide. For as useful as that is today. So, lots of cool stuff. And lots of good classified ads. I used to buy a lot of comics from the classified ads in the buyer's guide. So, really cool book. Here's a Marvel preview, number 24. I think I've already got this one. A character sci-fi called Paradox. Lots of great art, if I remember right. Who did the art? Guess I'll have to look and see, huh? Who is the artist? We don't know. Anyway, some good stuff. Some good sci-fi from, what year was this from? $1980. But a lot of nice black and white art. And this is a Batman coloring book. And I looked it up, and I think it's from 1966. So I thought this was a pretty cool collectible. Whitman. 39 cents. Batman meets Blockbuster. And I don't think anybody had colored in it at all. No. So, Blockbuster was always one of my favorite villains. So, I thought this was a pretty nice collectible. And last but not least, I've got this already. And this is kind of a lower grade copy, but special collector's edition. Marvel Treasury #1. Spider-Man. So I got a reading copy freebie there. Right, guys, not a lot of great stuff in there, but some stuff that I thought was pretty interesting. Like I say, if anybody wants one of those Superman Returns trades, I'd be more than glad to send it to you. And I'm out of here. Onward and upward.